So we're here at Xenon. So who are you?
I'm Mike Nagy. I'm the Vice President of Global Sales for Xenon, and welcome to our booth today.
So what are you showing here? What are you doing?
What I'm doing is, what I have here are some examples of products that can be pulsed, can be cured and or sintered using pulsed ultraviolet light. One of the advantages of using, am I holding this correctly?
Yeah.
One of the advantages of pulsed UV light is the ability to sinter and cure materials on a whole range of substrates.
So you have these machines
Yes.
around the world already?
Yes, we do. Our systems right now,
Yeah.
oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Our systems are in use for production around the world in about 4,000 different locations and applications. We specialize in taking pulsed UV technology from research and development kind of tools and then scaling it into production equipment.
So what is this machine here?
Okay. This machine right here is our latest introduction. This is called the S2200. This is an inductorless system, so it delivers very high peak power and frequency. It's all user controlled through a GUI interface. You can store recipes on it, so as people do their experimentation and are developing their processes, they store it all in here so that they can always revisit it at any time. These systems can be used to drive any number of different types of lamps.
So you have your lamps here.
Yes, we make 16-inch lamps, U-shaped lamps, 60-inch long lamps, spiral lamps. All of these were designed and built by Xenon. All of our equipment and systems are designed and built at our plant in Boston.
So what does it mean when you say OEM system starting at 20,000? What is that about?
This piece of equipment is a prototype benchtop R&D system that we're just introducing at this show. It will be available commercially shortly after the first of the year.
So what happens with this? Where does it connect and where does the stuff go?
This connects specifically to could be to any number of these lamps. In this instance, we have it connected here to just a small test chamber, so you can cut small samples, put them in this test chamber, and pulse them using this unit. What we've done on this unit is introduce all the same features that are on these larger production units. It's got a graphic user interface. It's all programmable. And this system will end up, I think when we bring it to market, will probably be in the $25,000 to $20,000 range, depending on what lamps you put with it and what features.
So do people use these end products, or is it still in research?
No,
all this stuff is...
This particular system would be aimed at research. This is a benchtop system to help people develop and prove a process. In other words, if they had an ink, they've got a certain print on a particular substrate, they can be testing on here to find the optimum process parameters that they need. Then when they finish this, that's when we would then help them scale up into a larger production scale type of equipment so that they can go to their production people or to their customers and say, we have a process, we have an ink, everything works. Now we can also give you a solution to actually translate that to production.
So where does Xenon, where's Xenon positioned in the printer electronics market? Are you one of the leaders in supplying solutions?
We certainly are in the pulsed UV area. We've been around about 50 years. In addition to printed electronics, we've been very active in biohazard reduction, using UV lamps to kill bugs, using UV lamps in aseptic packaging, the bonding. About 95% of the Blu-ray discs in the world were manufactured on equipment that utilizes Xenon systems in the manufacture of them. So we have a long experience with bringing value to the marketplace from these products.
And
They're
the
not
way
just
people
research.
make Blu-ray discs is also going to translate into the way people are going to make flexible electronics, right?
Very similar kind of challenges. One of the advantages, or the advantage that PulseLight brought to the Blu-ray disc market, is the ability to deep cure into the disc multiple layers, because these discs are built up in layers, and get a good cure down deep into that disc without burning off or overheating the top layers. And this same kind of knowledge translates into printed electronics, where people are saying, okay, I have something printed on TPU, on a thermoplastic or on a PET or on paper. And gee, I want to sinter this metal, and I want to drive the resistivity of the product down.
Yeah.
But I don't want to burn the paper. I don't want to shrink up the TPU. I don't want to.
Okay.
This particular example is nanoparticle copper ink on PI. We didn't develop the ink. Am I holding that at the right angle there? We didn't develop the ink, but what we did was work with the ink manufacturer to develop the exact process to sinter this copper ink roll to roll. So in other words, this goes right through in a roll. This isn't one sheet that's done. It's roll fed, comes right through, is sintered and wound up on a take-up roll.
So you might also be in 95% of the printed electronics of the future?
We hope so. We definitely hope so.
Working hard towards that and showing a bunch of stuff?
Yes, and it's been a lot of good reception at the show so far. We've been very pleased with it. A lot of interaction on the part of ink formulators. We view ink formulators as a key driver, a place at which innovation will take place in this printed electronics business. So we work with a number of them around the globe to characterize their inks, to help them develop inks that can take advantage of photonic curing. That would be throughput and speed and relatively low temperature type of processing.